Good afternoon, team. Welcome back to a quick update. It's been a while since I have given you guys an update on what's going on, so I think this is a good time to do so. So gentlemen, I wanted to start with Peninsula, and ladies, I wanted to start with Peninsula 2 really quick. A few things have happened there. Obviously, Peninsula 2 has larger volumes of business in general, so more things tend to happen in Peninsula 2. But two things I wanted to mention really quick. One, great job last night, guys, with the Yom Kippur holiday. You guys did a great job. We parked 121 cars with no challenges, no problems. Residents seem to be happy. Everybody's happy. So this holiday is in the books. Everything's well. 121 cars is about twice what we do on a normal basis when we park about 60 visitors per night. We did about twice that number, which is a pretty good number. With that being said, we were fully staffed, pretty well equipped, but at the end of the day, you guys did an amazing job. So thank you for that. We're gonna be in a good position to attack the next holidays, such as Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and so on and so forth, which are quickly approaching, by the way. So that's a good job there, gentlemen. Number two, and ladies, number two I wanted to discuss was some claims we recently encountered. One of them is Unit 904. In Pen 2, which that was a great job also, guys. So really quickly here in the computer, you can see they are claiming a scratch on the front bumper out of a brand new Toyota Sequoia. With that being said, we did pull out the tickets for that. They told us on a Sunday about it, so we pulled out the tickets on Friday and Saturday to see what happened. If you look at the tickets really quick, all three tickets were marked in the same position, front bumper 1, 2, 3, by three different valet drivers, which tells me that we did inspect this vehicle, we did find damage to it prior to the resident even telling us about it. We tried to watch some footage with the security at the gate afterwards. Unfortunately, the vehicle comes in at a certain speed, and due to the speed the picture is blurry, so we're not able to see if the vehicle came in with any damage or not. Therefore, we have to rely on the tickets, and the inspection has been done. Three different drivers, three different valet, basically all of them said the same thing. So I'm pretty confident that this one is a good case for us. So again, gentlemen, that's how the system is designed to work, and we need to inspect every vehicle for that purpose. We can't just rely on cameras, because sometimes the cameras catch things, sometimes the vehicle travels at a weird angle or at a certain speed, and the cameras are not able to capture every damage on a vehicle, depending how the vehicle travels and when. At nighttime it's very difficult. During the day is a little bit better. Now, the next thing, gentlemen, that I wanted to discuss with you about, and ladies, some things that were not so good. So for example, we had an incident again with Unit 2007. One of the girlfriends, she came back to the property and basically parked with us. Before we parked her vehicle, she informed us, please make sure that you inspect the vehicles completely before you park it, because if I see any new scratches, I will complain about it. We inspected the vehicle. We marked 3 rims out of 4. The last rim we didn't mark on the ticket was the right passenger side. Sure enough, the vehicle comes back next day and there's scratches that look pretty fresh to me. Actually, I kind of have a picture here, I believe, about it. So you can kind of see this black rim where I marked in red here, some fresh scratches on the passenger side rim. Honestly, it's nothing much I can say. I mean, bottom line is the vehicle came in, she told us to inspect it properly, which we did, and the next day we bring it back to them with scratches on the back rim. What can you say to this? I mean, it's nothing much you can say. We inspect the vehicle on the way in. That rim, according to our inspection, had no damage on it when we took possession of this vehicle, yet we bring it back up with scratches on the rim. So it's difficult for me to argue those kind of things, and therefore we end up paying for this rim to be fixed. it is what it is, gentlemen. I think that that should kind of trigger us to do proper inspections. In this case, it could be that we didn't do inspection, or it could be that we actually damaged the rim when we parked it. Now, a couple of other things, gentlemen, while I'm talking about rims. This is one complaint about the rims. As you go down the hill here from Peninsula 2, it's very dangerous, gentlemen. The road is pretty narrow, and I think when we take a right to go down the hill to the parking lot, it's very likely that we can pinch the curb going down. So you want to be very careful with that. You want to stay very close to the cones and not to the curb. The curb will scratch rims, the cones will not damage the car. So please stay, as you go down the hill here from Pen 2, make sure you stay to your left, close to the cones as possible, and avoid being very close to the right, where you can potentially damage the rim there. We had another complaint about rims from Mr. Klein 401 in Peninsula 1. I don't know what's going to happen with that one. Here's some pictures about that, so you can see the rim here scratched pretty deep, and he's saying that we did it. He doesn't really have any proof, and it has happened. He doesn't know what day it happened, so this is a more complicated case because he doesn't know what day it happened. So for us to go back and look at these things for multiple days, it's very difficult. Plus, this type of scratches are even harder to see on cameras. So as you can see here, we have some more scratches. So that's another situation that we're dealing with right now. Peninsula 2, 2007, scratches on the rim on a BMW. And then, as you can see in this picture, this is a Porsche SUV. We also have scratches here too. All of these wheels and rims that seems to be scratching, if you pay attention, typically tend to have a very low profile tire. And my guess is that if it did happen on property, the tightest spot where this can happen is when you go down the hill here from Pen 2. That spot to exit the ramp and kind of go down the hill, it's very, very tight there. I've driven myself multiple times through there, and you have to pay attention. Otherwise, it's a potential for that to happen. Now, two things that I would mention here, gentlemen. Only way to avoid this kind of claims is to make sure that when these vehicles come back, we inspect them properly. We have to inspect them, otherwise, you know, the resident can leave with the vehicle and scratch it themselves. They bring it back, we didn't inspect it, so they're gonna say the valet did it. Simple as that. Supervisors, if we notice damage, I've noticed as of late, we have not taken many pictures that we can save in the system. We need to take, soon as you see damage, gentlemen and ladies, please tell your supervisor, hey guys, I see damage on this vehicle, we should take a few pictures. Why? Once we take a few pictures and we have it in the system, even if you guys don't inspect it later, we can always look back at those pictures and say, hey, this is an old scratch, look, it's in the system. So it saves us problems and headaches in the future. We should always be taking pictures of damages to save us from issues in the future. More pictures in the system for damage, the better. I understand sometimes it's busy, but there's plenty of opportunities to take pictures of these cars. Please, we have 2 tablets. You should always take pictures whenever you see a specifically fresh damage. We should add it to the system to be on the safe side. And another claim, gentlemen, this one, it's unexplainable to me. It was in Peninsula 2 on a Range Rover. One of our associates has backed up in one of these columns, I believe. As you can see here, gentlemen, a little lower. Cracked light right here, scratches on the bumper. Hopefully the bumper is not cracked. It just doesn't make any sense, gentlemen. So we are in the year of 2019, soon to be 2020. A lot of the vehicles have cameras, sensors, and all this crazy stuff that it lets you know you're too close to something. This happens to have the same. Yeah, it's got sensors, it's got cameras, it's got everything. So how can I explain to a resident after we scratch their vehicle or crack their light and bumper that one of my valets with sensors and cameras and the whole 9 yards on the car, they still back up into something? I mean, I understand the residents. Honestly, I have zero explanation for something like that. I do not know how to explain to a resident that you have cameras and sensors and the whole 9 yards, yet you still manage to damage their car. That's a tough sell for me, and I don't think it should happen. I don't see how. I mean, it just seems very silly to me to be able to back up into a wall or anything, as a matter of fact, when you have a bunch of sensors and cameras around the car. That, to me, gentlemen, it's pretty inexcusable. So that should be something to keep in mind for future reference. And the last thing, gentlemen and ladies, that I want to close this video with is please pay attention at punching in, punching out. Several people came up to me and told me that, oh, I'm missing hours, or I don't see my punches, blah, 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 blah. The bottom line is, gentlemen, I do payroll and I check it, and many of you do not punch in and out properly, and leads to problems. So bottom line is, gentlemen, if you punch in and out and you check your app every so often for your hours, there will be no mistakes. Some of you don't check the hours ever, and then when something's wrong or your check is wrong, then you comment, oh, you know, I didn't get paid for this, for that. Yeah, but you never bothered to check your hours for prior weeks, and then of course it leads to problems. So gentlemen, keep track, and ladies, keep track of your hours. Every time you close a week on Monday, check your hours for the prior week. If it's a problem, let me know immediately, not 2-3 weeks down the road when it's not much I can do besides fix it on the next paycheck. So I hope that's a good update, gentlemen and ladies. If you have any questions, please let me know. But this is kind of the goods and bads and the ugly that I wanted to sort of share with you guys. And the reason I want to do this is hopefully we can all learn from it and not make the same mistakes again. A lot's been going on in the last few weeks, so I'm trying to get back to some sort of normal and not repeat the same mistakes. If any of you have specific questions, please contact me outside of this. I'll be happy to talk to you guys and ladies. Thank you. Talk to you soon.